All right, hey everyone, this is Aaron and Rudy here. It's March the 13th, the year 2017, and we have learned some things recently regarding the Trusted Traveler Program that our government offers. And I need to say some things before we share with you what we've learned. Many of you have been through the TSA experience, you've been molested, you probably opted out of the full body x ray, the naked body scanners, and then they just bring you over to the side and they'll molest you in front of everybody. It's horrific, right? Aaron and I do travel a lot, right? We go to the Caribbean, we go to other countries, and we learned recently, like I'd say in the past month, about the Trusted Traveler Program. It's called Global Entry. Before that, we learned about something called TSA Precheck. And what that does is it allows you to go through the line without getting taken off your shoes, taken off your belt, taken off your jacket. It's called a trusted traveler, and it's only offered to certain countries. Now, let me say this before we go any further. I know that there are many of you guys that you don't pay your taxes, you have the sovereign citizen attitude, you don't believe that you should register for a concealed handgun license, and you believe the Second Amendment is your concealed handgun license, so you would never do anything like what we're doing. And I completely understand that, and I'm not taking away from that. But I would ask you, you ain't going to get out of the country, right? Unless you do some major swimming or you're going to be crossing the river. I'm just saying if you leave the country like Aaron and I do, you are going to have to sign up for the system and you're going to have to show a passport and you're going to have to do all that. So if you are in the system like Aaron and I are, and we've made that decision and we understand the consequences, you're going to have to submit to background checks and sign up for these trusted traveler programs. Now, when we first learned about this, it was explained to us as TSA Precheck.
Yep.
And we scheduled an interview and we said, well, if we're gonna be in the system, we don't like it. I'm not saying we approve of it, but we're in the system. Let's go get this TSA Precheck, which will allow us to go through these airport lines much easier, right? And so we scheduled an interview. We went down to like the Precheck office and we sat in front of the lady, and Aaron asked about another country. And she said, oh, no, this is only for domestic only.
And she wouldn't have told us that, and we would have spent $80 and we would have only been able to use it domestically.
Yeah.
And the reason why we thought about doing this is because TSA has announced that their pre-check or their pat downs are going to get more aggressive, and that's the word I've heard used, is aggressive.
Right. And these trusted traveler programs, they're only offered to American citizens. And I'm not like advocating that all this is good, but I'm saying if you're in the system, you want to play the game and you want to be aware of what the rules are, right? And so she told us that if you don't get TSA Precheck, which is domestic only, but you want international, you can go for something called Global Entry. You pay $100 per person. They'll do an in-depth background check on you. You have to fill out all these questions. They do a questionnaire. You got to schedule an appointment at the airport with Homeland Security. And so if
they
you
were
could
really nice to us.
Well, the devil's really nice, but they were nice, but at the same time, I mean, it's like I don't like having to do it, but if I am going to play the game, I went and got we got Global Entry instead of TSA Precheck. It was only $15 more. Instead of $85, it was $100. It lasts 5 years. So these cards are going to last 5 years. And we're going to be able to skip all the lines. We don't have to stand in the lines. We go to a kiosk.
We don't have to take off our belt and shoes.
We don't have to take off our belt and shoes, and we show our cards. Here's my card anyway.
The TSA Precheck doesn't come with a
you see that?
Card. It's just a number.
Yeah. So we show our cards, we go to the kiosk, and we can skip all the lines. Now, I'm not saying that's a good thing. I wouldn't want any of this stuff. I mean, I'm not saying...
but they already have our fingerprints and our CHL.
Yeah, here's the deal. We live our lives as if it's an open book anyway. And Aaron and I, we already know they monitor us, right? And so if we're going to like already be monitored, we might as well get the cards. And we want to share this with you because if you're going to travel outside the United States, you might want to think about getting a global entry. Do not get TSA Precheck.
It's a waste of money.
TSA Precheck is a waste of time. It's a waste of money. It's only domestic. It's $85.
And they won't even tell you about if I hadn't asked about another country, they would have taken my money.
Yeah, they would have, if we hadn't asked, they would not have told us. She said She said the TSA Precheck people do not talk about global entry, and global entry people do not talk about TSA Precheck. You have to ask.
Yeah.
And so if you're going to travel to other countries and you want to bypass all the lines and you want to play their game, and we're forced to play their game if you're going to leave this country, global entry is the way to go. $100 lasts 5 years, and they're going to do a background check on you, and they're going to ask you some questions, and just we got nothing to hide. I don't like answering the questions, but if we're going to play the game, might as well get the card and bypass all the lines. So I don't like TSA any more than the other guy, but you might as well.
I'm actually looking forward to traveling a lot more now.
Yeah. I don't like.
Because before I was not excited about traveling, even to go see family outside the country. I wasn't interested.
So global entry is the way to go. Forget TSA pre-check. Go with global entry if you're going to do this. If you're not going to do it, hey, every person has to make and live with their decisions and the consequences of those decisions. God bless every one of you, unless you got anything to add, baby.
Please protect the righteous God and bring divine justice to the evil, wicked bastards.
Amen.
And also, I want to please request, God, that you bring forth some more whistleblowers and bring them forth with courage and boldness and support from people like, people who can support them and not kill them. Thank you, God.
All right.
Amen.
Amen.